The question that traps the questioner. There is a moment in the study of A Course in Miracles when the ground quietly gives way. No thunder, no visions, just a sentence. This world was over long ago. The shock is not emotional, it is ontological. If the world was over long ago, and the self is part of the world, then what exactly is reading these words? Not metaphorically, literally. Who is the you who studies, practices, resists, embraces, analyzes, doubts, and believes? Kenneth Wapnick would linger there. If the world ended long ago, then the identity constructed inside time cannot be what it claims to be. The psychological self, the autobiographical self, the striving spiritual self, all of it would be part of something already over. That is not meant to induce panic, it is meant to induce humility. No one has a clue what this is. The ego self attempting to understand the Course is like a character in a novel attempting to interview the author. It assumes independence. It assumes causality. It assumes the story is still unfolding. But the Course says the atonement was accepted in the instant it was denied. Healing occurred at the very moment separation was imagined. Time is not a corridor moving forward. It is a replay of a thought already corrected. We are walking through a dream of time that is already over. The ego does not like that. It prefers origin stories. It wants to know how this began, why it began, who is responsible. And so it asks questions. But some questions are not questions at all. They are statements wearing the mask of inquiry. Have you finally given up on your diet? The structure assumes failure. Why do you always ignore my advice? The premise declares a pattern. When did you realize your project was a failure? The verdict is built into the wording. Are you still cheating on your taxes? The accusation is embedded before any response. There is no way to answer such questions without accepting the premise. Likewise, how did the ego happen? Why did God allow separation? What caused the fall? Each question quietly declares, the separation occurred. Answering reinforces the assumption. That is why the Course refuses to engage. In the clarification of terms, the instruction is simple. Do not let theology delay you. Theology attempts to explain what never occurred. It tries to diagram an illusion. It seeks a timeline for something outside of time. It wants metaphysical mechanics. But the Course redirects attention from explanation to experience. Seek the experience of God's love, because in that experience, the question evaporates. When love is known as all there is, the separation cannot have happened. Not did not, cannot. Yet the ingenuity of the questioning mind persists. If the ego did not happen, why does it feel so real? If separation is impossible, why is conflict experienced? If the world is over, why is there perception? If the dream is unreal, who is dreaming? If oneness is true, why is multiplicity observed? Each variation attempts to preserve the premise. It seeks an explanation that leaves the ego intact. But explanation itself is the defense. The Course is not interested in solving the dream. It is interested in exposing its purpose. The dream is purposive. It exists to conceal truth. Differences are its camouflage. Good and bad, holy and unholy, success and failure, worthy and unworthy. These distinctions appear meaningful, but they serve one function: to make the body and its perceptions authoritative, to prevent the recognition that there are only two alternatives, truth or illusion. The world was made so those two would never be clearly seen. Instead, endless variations distract the mind. Spiritual systems refine the illusion. Psychology reorganizes it. Religion sanctifies it. Philosophy debates it. But none of that touches the central premise. Nothing happened. The belief that something did is the entire structure. From that belief comes guilt. If a part of God could detach, then wholeness would be shattered. If wholeness were shattered, God would no longer be God. Since God cannot cease to be what God is, the detachment cannot have occurred. Yet believing it did generates a sense of cosmic crime. From that imagined crime arises the belief in personal evil. From guilt comes projection. From projection comes a world of differences. The smokescreen is elaborate, but the underlying truth within the dream is simple. It is a dream, and its purpose is concealment. Looking at the ego with Jesus means looking at purpose rather than content. Not asking how the illusion formed, but asking what it defends. When purpose is recognized, a real choice becomes possible. Illusion or truth. Meaningless or meaningful. That choice cannot be made while arguing theology. Theology asks for metaphysical blueprints. Experience dissolves the need for them. In the experience of love, there is no fragment to defend, no timeline to analyze, no ego to justify. The world being over long ago is not annihilation, it is relief. Because what is over is the mistaken premise. What remains is what always was. And when the questioning mind finally tires of trying to explain the unexplainable, what stands quietly beyond theology is not confusion. It is peace.